undergone in all my years of doing this that I recall today. I'm going out on a leverage-soaked limb.
Can you imagine this is going to be a little pro player, maybe? You know, but that's what we love about you, Colin. You're always changing. You're always evolving.
And we just found out a couple days ago, everybody loves us. Okay, I've said before, Uncle Colin is pro-player mobility. But I don't love, if you sign a contract, you got to live by the contract. I've signed contracts in my life. I don't love them, halfway through them. But, mostly we got contracts, blah, blah, blah. But Deshaun Watson should hold out of Houston. Absolutely. I don't care what his contract is. Hold out. They lied to you. They're dysfunctional. And you've been hit so many times, they've probably taken a 30-year career and thrown it into a dumpster in Houston. So Chris Sims played in the NFL, has inside information, and Deshaun Watson and his agent, according to Sims, have drawn a line in the sand.
I've gotten some good information over the weekend by somebody I really trust that's connected with the situation. There's no way Deshaun Watson will play for the Houston Texans again. He will not do that. He is willing to sit out the year, from what I've been told, in this situation.
And he should. Let's think about this. From Deshaun Watson's perspective, top 5-6 quarterback in the league. He won't get less talented if he sits out. He won't get hurt if he sits out. He won't forget to play quarterback if he sits out. And he won't lose any market value if he sits out. Now let's go to the Houston Texans if he sits out. They'll be unwatchable. Their merchandise sales will absolutely plummet. Fourth place is guaranteed. The owner's franchise, frankly, probably loses value, and it won't be nearly as attractive a place for free agents to go. Who wants to go to an 0-16 or 1-15 team? Lots of teams and lots of general managers are going to want Deshaun Watson. Nobody wanted the Houston Texans job. Nobody. That's why they hired a 65-year-old coordinator or a 65-year-old coach who'd never been a coordinator. Nobody wanted the job. Deshaun Watson's played 4 years, probably has 5 to 6 peak years left. It's becoming very much an Andrew Luck situation. They took years off his career. He got hit too much. And I want you to think about this as well. Because I believe if Deshaun Watson sits out, they're going to have the worst coach and the worst quarterback situation in the league. So in the division, David Culley, the coach, is going to face Urban Meyer twice, Frank Reich twice, and Mike Vrabel twice. That's 6 games guaranteed he's outcoached. Houston also has the misfortune this year of facing the NFC West. So he'll face Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay, outcoached. They also have to face the AFC East, Sean McDermott, Brian Flores, and Bill Belichick, outcoached. Throw in Kevin Stefanski for Cleveland, excellent young coach. So I'm just saying minimum. I don't know if Robert Saleh can coach yet. I don't know. I don't know about Brandon Staley with the Chargers. They face them. I have no idea. I don't know what we call Cliff Kingsbury yet. I think he's got a year left. But minimum 13 of 16 games, Houston will be outcoached. And if Deshaun sits out, in 16 games, they'll be outquarterbacked. Why should Deshaun Watson go into a gunfight with a straw? Why? He's not going to forget how to play football. He's not going to get hurt sitting out. He's not going to lose his market value. He's not going to... Why? Why in the world would you play? I'm not saying every time an individual has leverage over a corporation, they have to extract it. I mean, if you think your corporation's well run, you like the people, you feel you get support, you don't need to pinch every penny. You don't need to extract every inch of leverage. But if your corporation can't get it right, gave you a bad programmer, your content suffers, You don't have the protection. You don't have the support. Tell me who's got leverage here. Deshaun Watson's got all the leverage in the world. What about a contract? What about it? I don't see him as a flashy guy who spends all his money. That doesn't appear to be his personality. I mean, everybody that talks about him is like, great dude, community, family, not some crazy guy out there. He's got all the leverage. And I'm not a guy that does this. I'm not a guy that, I don't believe when you have a contract, you should be this obstinate. But in this instance, look at the coaches they face this year. So Deshaun Watson's going into a gunfight with a spoon. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I don't buy for a second that Houston won't take a phone call. I don't buy that for a second. There's always a deal to be made. Houston's going to lose market value, their merchandise sales, their ticket sales, fourth place. It's a disaster move. Get on the phone with Gruden, Belichick, Jets, get it done. All right, so this is kind of crazy. Tom Brady must have an amazing marriage. I mean, I have no reason to think it wouldn't be amazing.
According to a report out of Las Vegas, the Raiders are taking calls on quarterback Derek Carr. It's suggested in the report that it could potentially be the beginning of a 3-team trade to get Deshaun Watson in a Raiders uniform. So, Shannon, should Vegas try and trade for Deshaun?
Yeah, I think absolutely. If you don't have a top 5, top 7 quarterback, I think you should be in the running for Deshaun Watson. Skip, there's something that's been on my mind and been bothering me. Last week, I called you the night before and told you that I had some information about Deshaun. And we came on the show. And at about 6:30, top of the show, I said, Deshaun Watson, my sources tell me Deshaun Watson has asked the Texans for a trade. And this is just being broached, but this was they asked a couple of weeks ago. Now, Adam Schefter reported 20 minutes after me that Deshaun Watson had asked for a trade, basically saying that he's breaking the news, which I already said.
I see. Yeah.
And I said what transpired, that he wants to go to the Jets. He have a fondness for Robert Saleh. Everybody keeps saying nice to Jets and this and that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to add egg, pulled pork to a hamburger that I've already made. It's still a hamburger. You're just adding condiments, trying to add to the story. Back to this. Absolutely, Skip. Now, I don't...
This report came from Chris Sims.
Yes.
Okay.
What transpired, Skip, and you said this yesterday, Sirianni, when he was talking during the press conference, the player. He said the player.
The New England, not Sirianni. I'll think of his name in a second.
But anyway, the new general manager, Caserio, yes, said the player.
Yes.
He must have realized how it sounded in his head, because then he started saying Deshaun. It was too late.
Yeah.
You see him snatch down everything off his thing, and I referred everything to my agent, David Muguleta.
Yeah.
But anyway, Skip, yes, they should. Skip, I just always got the impression that John Gruden wasn't as fond of Derek Carr. I don't know what it is, and I could be totally wrong, but it's just something about, yeah, he's good, but I don't really know if he can take me to where I need to go. I am making $10 million a year. I do have a $100 million contract, and we haven't been to the playoff. So this can be viewed as a failure, Skip. For $30 million, and I ain't got nothing to show for it. And a lot of it has to do with his defense. They finished last, 24th, and 30th last 3 years.
Yep.
Hired Gus Bradley in the offseason. So for me, Skip, you look at it, Darren Waller is a top 3 tight end. They got Josh Jacobs, who made the Pro Bowl again, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Henry Ruggs can fly. They got nice receiving core. Offensive line is solid. Yeah, Deshaun Watson will be a major player for them. And in this offense, the